Long before the world knew empires of steel and steam, the Niger River carried stories in its current. Stories of trade, of wisdom, of war. Stories of a people who rose from the banks of this river to shape the destiny of West Africa. This is the story of Songhai, an empire born of water, fire, and vision. In the heart of Gao, beneath the flicker of oil lamps and the weight of silence, a warrior king leans over a map. Sunni Ali, fierce and unyielding, plots his next move. Around him, captains wait not for orders, but for certainty. The empire is young, but its ambition is ancient. Tonight, strategy is drawn not in ink, but in resolve. Dawn breaks over the savannah. Dust rises beneath hooves. The Songhai cavalry rides not for glory, but for legacy. Ahead lies Timbuktu, jewel of the desert, cradle of scholarship. Spears glint in the morning light. The rhythm of horses echoes across the plains. This is not just a charge, it is a declaration. The gates open slowly. Defenders lower their weapons. The city holds its breath. From rooftops, scholars watch, robes white, eyes wary. Songhai flags rise. The conquest is complete, but the story is just beginning. Timbuktu, once a prize, now becomes a partner. A city of scrolls and silence, now under the shadow of a new empire. Jin resists. Its walls hold firm, but time does not. Trenches deepen. Fires burn. Drums beat like hearts under pressure. Civilians peer from the ramparts, their faces etched with fear and fatigue. The siege is not just physical, it is psychological. And slowly, the cracks begin to show. In the torch-lit halls of Gao, a new figure enters. Askia Muhammad Turkam, deliberate, visionary. He does not seize power with force, but with purpose. Soldiers bow. Silence reigns. The throne, once a seat of conquest, now becomes a seat of reform. The empire shifts from sword to scroll, from war to wisdom. In the chambers of Timbuktu, sunlight filters through carved windows. Manuscripts line the walls. Scholars debate, write, preserve. Askia listens. He funds schools, standardizes trade, strengthens faith. Under his rule, Songhai becomes not just powerful but enlightened. The empire's strength now lies in its ideas. The markets hum with life. Gold, salt, cloth, and books flow like the river itself. Boats glide, merchants barter, scribes copy. Soldiers drill in formation, not for war, but for order. This is the Songhai Golden Age, a time when prosperity was not a dream, but a daily rhythm. A time when culture and commerce danced together. Far to the north, in a palace of blue tiles and brass lamps, another story unfolds. The Moroccan Sultan watches gold dust fall from his palm. Behind him, soldiers load matchlock guns. He sees not an empire but an opportunity. Greed whispers. Gunpowder answers. The invasion begins not with a march, but with a thought. On the plains of Tondabai, tradition meets technology. The Songhai army, vast and proud, faces a smaller force armed not with numbers, but with fire. Gunfire erupts. Horses panic. Spears scatter. Dust clouds rise. The battlefield becomes a blur of chaos and disbelief. The empire, built on strength, now trembles before innovation. Gao burns. Market stalls smolder. Walls crumble. Survivors walk through ash and silence. The city that once ruled rivers and roads now whispers its final breath. The fall is not just physical, it is emotional. A people displaced. A legacy fractured. The empire fades, but its memory lingers. And yet, the river flows. Boats drift. The sun sets once more. The Songhai Empire is gone, but the Niger remembers. In its current, echoes of kings and scholars still ripple. The story ends not in silence, but in reflection. Thank you for journeying with us through the rise and fall of Songhai. If this story moved you, let it ripple forward. Comment, like, and subscribe to Lopak, where history breathes, and culture speaks.